Hey y'all, it's Crystal. Welcome back. Thanks so much for stopping in. Y'all know I appreciate it. Any kind of time that you spend with me. Well, it is that time of the month, July TBR. I feel like I blinked and June is gone. Does anyone else feel that way? I don't. Oh, wow, am I talking about July already? I don't even know. I don't know. We're in the thick of summer here in North Carolina. It is like roasting hot. I'm melting. Thunderstorms all over the place. So nothing, getting through the summer of sitting in the AC reading books. Am I right? Sounds like a plan to me. So yeah, I've got my usual way too many books on my list. I'll never get to everything, but I like to have a lot of things to choose from. If you know me, I usually have a really big TBR and I get to what I get to because I'm a Libra and it's hard for me to decide. So I just give myself lots of things to choose from. But first, before I even get started on anything, I have a priority this month of reading this book and finishing it. Come Hell or High Water, that is House of Chains by Stephen Erickson, book 4 of the Malazan Book of the Fallen series. I have not picked this up in like a few months, and I do not want to stall out on this series. So I am going to get to this book and finish it this month. Dadgummit. So y'all message me every now and then, say, girl, you're reading House of Chains. I want to make sure. I'm going to check in on you because y'all hold me to this one. I'm going to finish this book because I want to finish it. I don't want to quit the series, And I feel like the longer I'm away, the longer I'll forget what I've already read, and I'm not going to reread that right now. So I'm going to forward progress. I've got this much left. I can do it. But hold me to it. Okay, so that's my priority. So let's get into book club stuff. Here are the clubs that I'm aware of. I try to participate when I can, time permitting, if I can find the book, that kind of thing. But I like to write it all down just so I'm aware of what's going on. And, just kind of, it helps me pick things out to read, honestly. So I like to support my friends. But my little book club that I run with some friends of mine, we have picked what seems like the perfect summer story. It's called Summer of '69 by Elaine Hildebrand. I don't know if it's Elaine or Ellen. I don't know. I don't really know much about this book at all. Like I said, it looks just very summery. It might be a general fiction sort of book. I'm assuming something happens in the summer of '69 that possibly has some effect on a more present day story. I'm not sure. We will see. For Rachel over at the Shades of Orange, her Patreon book club, we're going to be reading The Girl in the Chorn by Jason Offit. Again, I don't know much about it. I haven't even looked it up. I haven't read a synopsis or anything. But if I got time, I'm going to get to it. Let's see. For Kelly, Hooked on Books is From Hell Book Club. She, that's an awesome book club where she picks us a vintage horror book to read every month. And we're going to go with Only Child by Patricia Wallace this month. I don't think I've read anything about Patricia Wallace, and this one I remember looking it up. I don't remember now what it's about, and now I think I picked this up on Kindle for, I don't know, $2 or $3. So it is available on Kindle, even though it's a more vintage book. Hard to find those vintage copies. So there is an ebook for that one. And like always, I will link all of these folks below, so you can go find them and find where you need to go to chat about all of these books if you're interested to join in. So Juan over at Plagued by Visions has started a Patreon, and he has a sort of Patreon group book club, I guess. I don't know. Are you calling it a book club, Juan? I don't know. But he gave us a few books to vote for, and the winner was Ghoul by Brian Keene. So that's our July pick, and I've not read any Brian Keene. The dude has like tons of books, and I've not read any of them. So I'm definitely gonna try to get to that one. If I can get a copy of that one, I may have to order it though, because I think there was an ebook too, but it's kind of pricey. And when I can get a physical book for like just a few bucks more, I usually just buy the physical book. Anybody else do that? Yeah, I do that. Okay, for Ollie over at Criminale, he has his birth year book club, which is based off of his birth year book tag, where he reads different folks' favorite books from their birth year. That's a tongue twister. So for July, he has chosen The Last Picture Show by Larry McMurtry. I'll get to it if I can. I made that into a movie, right? Did I watch that movie? I probably watched it a long time ago. Can't remember now. But anyway, all right. So speaking of Kelly hooked on books, basically if she creates something, I'm like gonna join in. But she has that V.C. Andrews read along, and we are gonna dig into a new family series in July by starting Heaven. This is the start of the Castile series. The Castile series, I think it's another 5-book series. So I'm excited to get into another family, the Castiles. Alright, so of all the folks in the mountain shacks, the Castiles were the lowest, the scum of the hills. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna have some like holler people. So Heavenly Castile was the prettiest, smartest girl in the backwoods, despite her ragged clothes and dirty face. Despite a father meaner than 10 vipers, oh boy. Despite her weary stepmother who worked her like a mule, oh no. For her brother Tom and the little ones, Heaven clung to her pride and her hopes. Someday they'd get away and show the world that they were decent, fine, and talented, worthy of love and respect. Then Heaven's stepmother ran off, oh no, and her wicked, greedy father has a scheme, oh boy, a vicious scheme that threatened to destroy the precious dream of Heaven and the children forever. Woohoo! So the little tagline here at the bottom says, Heaven, introducing the most passionate, most moving series V.C. Andrews has ever written. So I'm interested. Look at this cover. It's got there's like this wolf in here. We will see. I am looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to getting into another family saga, because like I said, this one it's another 5-book series, like the Dollenganger ones that we started with. So excited. I'm excited. All right, and a couple of things for Brad Proctor. He has got a Discord where he's got a book club, and we do the Stephen King read along there. So his book club is called the Spinebreakers Book Club. We're going to be reading Beloved by Toni Morrison in July. I think this is definitely going to be a for sure also, because I've been wanting to read that book for forever and ever. It's one of those books I don't know why I haven't read yet. That whole thing. So yeah, excited about that. And then for the Stephen King read along, we're going to be, it's 11/22/63 by Stephen King. Ooh, she big. Yeah, that's a big one. I'm definitely going to try to find the audio book for this one. Because ain't nobody got time for all that this month. Not this month. I think that's all of book club stuff. So, So, before we get into Indie Accords, I also am going to pick this one back up. I started this in April and I put it on pause. But I'm going to pick it back up. It's just the Anne Sexton Love Poems collection. It's small anyway, but I just want to finish it out. So, poem a day kind of thing, and get it finished up. So, my my currently reading list on Goodreads is like way too long. I gotta finish up some of these things that I have abandoned. Okay, so I think that's everything. So let's dig into the Indie Accords. This is round 2 of the Indie Accords, and this, of course, was created by Lana over at Lore and Lullabies. She's awesome. I'll link her channel below, of course. We can find all of the information for Indie Accords, the links to what you need to do to join, and all that good stuff. Pick your team. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. I did it last year, and it was definitely fun, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. And even though I said I was going to take a break from readathons and stuff this month, I ain't going to do it. I'm going to join into the Indie Accords. So basically the point of Indie Accords is just to get people to read more independent and self-published books. Easy peasy. And she does have a bingo board for us with some prompts, and you join a team, and you get points for all the books that you read and all that good stuff. It's a friendly competition, one of those kinds of readathons. It's fun. It really is. So I'm, of course, on Team Dark Knights because that is hosted by, that team is led by Lana from Lore and Lullabies and Steve from Steve Talks Books. And they're the Dark Knights because they lean, of course, into more dark fiction, horror, dark fantasy, thrillers, which is very much me too. So I joined that team. But you can, you don't have to read dark stuff. It's just, it's just a team. So anyway, so here are the prompts to go through, and I'll run through what I have selected to hopefully read. So number 1, read a host favorite. So again, my group, like I said, was hosted by Lana and Steve Talks Books, and I have chosen Mists and Megaliths by Catherine McCarthy. This I remember Steve talking about on his channel maybe last year, and he just talked, he raved about it. He's just said it was a phenomenal, I think it's a short story collection, just a phenomenal collection. Loved it. And so I bought it. I have it on my Kindle. Just looking for an excuse to read it. So here it is. It was one of the host faves. So I am digging into that. Number 2 is to read an author from a different country. And I am going to go with Only the Stains Remain by Ross Jeffrey. Ross Jeffrey lives over in the UK. I'm in the US, so that's a totally different country from me. And this is a dark book, I think, about sort of child abuse and things like that. So I think it's going to be emotional, and but I've heard amazing things, so I'm gonna get into it. Now, for the books that I have ebooks from, I did not write down like where these were published and things like that. So I forgot. But anyway, I'll try to maybe put that in the down below. So number 3 is to read a book just purely based off of the cover. And I have chosen Serafina's Lament by Sarah Chorn. And speaking of Steve Talks Books, he recently sent me this book as a sort of giveaway winner. Over on he has a forum that he has. He's created a really nice space there. I would recommend checking it out. But this is a dark fantasy story, and that sounds great. I know Steve really enjoyed it, and I think this just sounds great. So, the world is dying. The sunset lands are broken, torn apart by war of ideology, paid for with the lives of peasants. Drought holds the east as famine ravages the farmlands. In the west, borders slam shut in the face of waves of refugees. Dooming all of those trying to flee to slow starvation or future enforced labor camps, there is no salvation. In the city of Lord's Reach, Serafina, as a slave with unique talents, sets in motion a series of events that will change everything. That's all I'm going to read because it definitely sounds super interesting. I do think it is pretty dark, but screw it. I'm excited for it, actually. So, and that cover is beautiful. And this is, I think, just independently published by Sarah herself. Yep. And the cover art is by Penn Astridge. So just to give a shout out for that gorgeous cover. It's really pretty. I love this like touch of purple down here. Very dark and mysterious. I like it. Okay, so prompt 4 is to read a book that's just basically in a different format than kind of maybe what your usual is. So I'm going to read, going to do the ebook for Red Masquerade by R. St. Clair, our very own Regina St. Clair, here on BookTube. She writes books. Did you know that? Yes, she does. And I'm going to, Red Masquerade, I think it's a YA kind of dark romance type of story. And I haven't looked much into it. I think it's either werewolves or possibly like wolf shifters. I think. Don't quote me on that. But what the hell am I going to get a way to go? and I've just been wanting to read Regina's stuff. And I also suggest sign up for her Patreon. I do. I'm a part of Regina's Patreon also, and she does little videos for us. She gives us ebooks of her books. So yeah, she's great. Okay, so what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't number. Number 5 is to leave a review of any of the books, at least one. I'm gonna, of course, try to leave a review for all of these. Yeah. So, so yeah, I'm just gonna try to read a review from all of these. And I realized that I forgot to talk about a book for my book club stuff. Jawbone by Monica Ojeda is the July pick for the Ladies of Horror Fiction book club, I guess. There's a Discord, and so I will link Ladies of Horror Fiction below. I'm going to really try to get to this because look at that cover. It sounds amazing. Okay. Maybe I'll do this as my leave a review prompt because this is from Coffee House Press. Definitely sounds like an independent press. So, okay. Back on track here. The next prompt is to read a 5-star prediction. Something fell. Excuse me. I'm going to go with Fear by Ronald Kelly. Maybe so cheap, but I'm using this particular edition of this book, which is printed by Sinister Grin Press. It's a reprint, but I'm using it for this prompt because I had already planned on reading this book in the summertime sometime. It really July is about the only time I'm going to have to read it because with Garb August coming up, I'm not going to have time for that in August. So July is the month for this. And it's a coming-of-age story. Let's see, 1946, sleepy little Tennessee town. And it's, like I said, a coming-of-age story. So we have 10-year-old Jeb Sweeney, has troubles aplenty, a sick grandmother, a shell-shocked father with the mind of a child, a terrifying creature that had appeared from nowhere, wreaking havoc in the darkness of night. At first, it only devoured farm animals, but now it has turned to humans. Children began to disappear and spirited away to a hidden cave, including Jeb's best friend, Mandy. So Jeb's only hope to defeat is to journey into the dark heart of the monster's origin, a hellish providence known as Fear County. I'm not going to read anything else because it sounds amazing. I know a lot of people love this story, and I've been wanting to read it for a little while now, and yes, I want to read it. Okay, so let's see, a book. The next one is to read a book under 200 reviews, or that has under 200 reviews, like on Goodreads or something, or Amazon, I'm sure too. And I picked a nice slim one for this one, so that should be good. And that's Russell Coy's Dementia. This is a Nightworms. This is from Clash Books. After giving up on his dream of being a published writer, Chris is plagued by a series of nightmarish visions of grotesque creatures. As the visions manifest with greater frequency, they start targeting his young daughter. They are finding their way into his world, and only he can fight them. He must uncover the truth about his connection to the strange, sadistic realm and plunge headfirst into the unknown if he wants to save his daughter and himself. I love this cover too. Okay, so the next prompt is to read a book that has black, white, red, or blue on the cover. And I'm going to read The Final Women by Party, I can't even read my own writing. Is it Party Baila? Excuse me. I saw Ali over at Criminelli talk about this book, and it just sounded really cool. And so I went to Kindle Unlimited and downloaded it. It's got a nice black and red cover. Yeah, it just sounds cool. So I'm gonna try to dig into that one too. Okay, and the last prompt, last but not least, is to read a diverse book. I'm gonna go with, of course, Miss Haley Piper's Your Mind is a Terrible Thing. And Haley is, of course, member of the LGBTQ plus community. And this is her newest book. And this is from Off Limits Press. So let's see. I don't even know what this is about either. Communications specialist Alto's shift aboard the starship MG Yellow Jacket turns hellish after waking from a tryst to learn every crewmate has vanished. Worse, a sinister presence has crawled aboard the ship. It's violent, destructive, and it can reach into your thoughts to make you see and feel what it wants. Anxiety-ridden Alto might be the least qualified person to face a creature that can hack minds like computers. Only a perilous journey to the ship's bridge can reunite comms specialists with crew and give them a chance to call for help. It goes from there. I don't want to read much more because that sounds great. I got sci-fi horror. Sounds awesome. Y'all know I love Haley Piper. Like, I don't even need to... This probably could be a 5-star prediction too, because I know I'm going to love it. So yeah, that's it. I think it's a lot of books like usual. I know it is. And again, I'm just going to get to what I get to. You know, I don't ever pressure myself. The only thing that is like I'm pressuring myself for in July is to finish this. So everything else is just gravy, right? So thanks for watching. Appreciate your time, like always. Y'all know, comment below. Let me know what your plans are for July, or if you're reading these, let me know. Whatever. Let me know. If you want to read any of these with me. Until next time, that's going to do it for me. Bye, friends.